KRBE. Let's get started. It's the Roula and Ryan Show.
Wake up, fool!
Hey, wake up!
It's about to get all stupid up in here!
Right here. Featuring Eric.
Eric, he is a bad, bad man.
Special K.
The big red K.
Are you threatening me?
I'm waiting for you.
And Sam.
I am a wuss! I am a wuss!
You've waited long enough. How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Roula. And
Ding dong.
Ryan. 104.1 KRBE.
Good morning, Houston. It's Monday. It's January 27th already, 2025. It's 6 o'clock on the dot with the gang. Ruler, Ryan, Eric, Social K, and Sam. Yeah, we're just a few days out till the new month, friends.
I cannot
1 month
believe
down.
how fast it's going.
Well, I mean, last week was just a cluster.
Well, that's true. We've had some weather incidents, that's for sure.
What are we officially calling that? Because it wasn't a snowpocalypse or a snowmageddon.
It was called,
Nothing
what did
bad
we learn?
happened. It was just fun
Enzo?
snowstorm.
What?
No, I'm saying like there's always like a moniker for it. But there
Oh,
wasn't. It
yeah.
was just like, oh, yay, fun snow day.
Many people said Snowmageddon. That's what I heard.
Snowmageddon.
But snowmageddon
One
would
day
mean
of
like
snow.
it was horrible and everything was backed up.
For the city, that
Yeah,
was,
you just
that was,
sat,
that
you
was
just
pretty
sat around
bad.
and did nothing.
I mean,
But
there
if you
was,
had to go
Because
into
people
work,
listened. Yeah, you
Yeah,
didn't have
that's
to go
true.
in.
it's not fun.
Yeah, but there was loss of life, so anytime something like that happens.
there was loss of life last week.
Yeah, there
Because
were
of the ice?
two people passed away, yeah.
From what?
One was a freezing incident, one was an accident. So,
That's sad.
But
yeah.
thank God, it could have been a lot worse.
Yes.
Totally. Overall,
I'm glad
it's
that
pretty
people
nice.
listened. Yeah.
The very, very bottom of the snowman that my kids rolled up, that was huge. The very little bit nub is still there. The
Still?
rain didn't even knock it down.
We've
last
got
night.
one little nub, too.
Crazy.
Oh, these nubs stand.
Yeah, I don't know how.
Yeah,
'Cause it's
because the
gonna be like
bottom was so
60.
big. The bottom was so big, and it rained all day yesterday. Yesterday was a Seattle type of rain.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't thundering, or it was just like a constant downpour, but
Wait,
it didn't really make
Did you
noise.
get thunder?
I didn't
Yeah,
get thunder.
I got thunder.
We did. My dog was
Yeah, we
shaking.
did.
It was like a
Yes.
thunder. It was like one of those, like your grandpa lets one rip and it just keeps going. I think his hearing aid's not on. And he doesn't realize.
Interesting metaphor.
It was on for like 8 to 10 seconds. I'm
I
like,
don't know that.
holy crap, this thing is still going. And then my dog's
Yeah, I
just
think you were sleeping, Rolla.
Yeah, it was
You
around
must have been sleeping because
9.
we're neighbors.
9 a.m.?
9:30 maybe it was.
Oh, that's
Somewhere
around when I woke
I don't
up.
know.
I
Mine
didn't
was
hear
later in the
anything.
afternoon
Yeah, I
because
heard
I went
thunder.
outside with Santi because he's been asking to go outside because there wasn't any rain. And as soon as we go outside, of course, it starts to thunder and
Did you
lightning.
go back in or did he want
Oh,
to
yeah.
stay?
He stayed outside for the first thunder, and then he heard the second thunder, and he was like, oh.
I'm out.
I was like, go inside. Thank you, sir.
Hey, can you make that noise again? How'd it go?
Oh, you know what he did.
You know, I'm building a new introduction to the show.
I
That would
don't
be your
want that
clip.
as my intro.
I said the dragon.
Yeah, the dragon. You
Oh,
gotta
yeah.
give me a dry clip
From
of your
Roses.
dragon.
Oh, man.
I went this weekend. I actually traveled outside my comfort zone.
And?
I went to Katy to pick up my daughter's car, and then I went to Cyprus the next day.
Whoa.
No, the same day I went to Cyprus, and then yesterday I went to Cyprus to drop my kid off at a friend's house over by the outlet mall
Oh, yeah.
area. I'm like, wow,
Yeah, that's out past Mason Road and 290.
The
is
premier
far.
outlets.
for me.
I used to live out there.
I'm just thinking like, man, I could really get a lot of house out here,
You can.
Totally.
Oh, yeah.
but
Oh God,
That's
it's
a
far
long
from,
drive.
It's far from everything.
I know, I'm like,
It's a long
you just have to
drive
stay there in that community.
That's what I was
That's your
thinking.
new community.
But you
There's
know
no
what?
coming back in.
you're not going to like
Yeah.
Rockets games all the time because
No.
Yeah, but you've got everything you need. I mean, it's a really nice, beautiful community.
Oh yeah, it was nice.
But
It was just like
that Uber ride would probably be like $50, $60.
Maybe more.
Easy,
Ask our
easy.
boss. She Ubers all the
Right?
time, and
She
it's like
does.
$70
Yeah. From there
When
to
they-
here?
when they go to like Toyota Center for something.
Right.
Like if you're in your 20s, I wouldn't get it. If you're single and you want to go to down to Washington or wherever the clubs are, Montrose and stuff.
Yeah.
But I could understand if you're having families and stuff. It'd be great to.
But don't you
Yeah,
find that
family
anywhere you live, anywhere you move, you end up finding your go-to restaurants, your grocery store. You just kind of stay in your own little circle and you don't really explore out.
Well, when Mumbles moved to Kingwood, he was like, "There's nothing to eat in Kingwood."
Oh,
I go, "Really? There's
How can
nothing
he
in
say
Kingwood?"
that?
He goes, "No, there's nothing to eat in Kingwood."
He's like talking about other like restaurants that are like Blue Door and
Well,
type.
he
or,
went
you know what
from
I mean? Like,
Midtown to Kingwood, so
Well,
he was
he's-
pretty shocked with the choices.
you're not going to get
I have
the
not
little
been to Kingwood in a
niche
while to really check it out.
restaurants.
yeah,
but-
never-
You know, he was like,
It
"There's
is
not really
funny
a
how
lot
we-
of choices."
we all stay in our little area. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
when I grew up like an hour and a half from Chicago on a farm. So I'd go to a Bulls game and drive. It takes an hour and a half. The game's over at 10:30. And I'm getting in the car. I don't get home till midnight.
Well, hour and a
It was
half could be
probably a
here,
big deal,
Eric.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
You could
It's
be
a
going
commitment.
downtown to Katy an hour and a half in traffic.
Yeah, but up on the
But up
East
there, you
Coast.
just keep driving. You're like, When is it going to get?
Is it ever gonna
If you
end?
drove 30 minutes, that was insane. Like, you would have to really plan your day for a 30-minute drive. Like, we call it, like, going across the river because, like, that would be, like, 30 minutes. Or, like, go to, like, Lancaster. It'd be, like, 30 minutes. That would be so insane. And then
So
when
far.
I came down here,
Now you're like, oh, nothing.
I was like, 30 minutes. It takes me 30 minutes to get to work. Like, 30
Yeah.
minutes is, like, 5 minutes to people up north.
See, I was wondering if it was just me, but apparently yes, because I grew up in a small Pennsylvania town too, and we never, like, to visit Grammy and Granddad, who lived 2.4 miles away. That was a big deal. We had to cross the bridge to go from
Just going over a
Mentorsville to
bridge.
Williamsport, and that was a big deal.
Yep.
And now it's like, you're right. If, say, hey, I want to go to the mall, it's 25, 30 minutes.
In Delaware, 30 minutes was another state.
Yeah, you just passed.
That's
That's
true.
true.
That was a big
Very
shocker.
exciting.
It is a big shocker for Texans who go to the East Coast like me when I moved to Philadelphia and I go, wait a second. I'm on this bridge to another state.
That's
Holy
Jersey right
crap,
there.
That was Jersey. And I freaked out and I tried to make make a U-turn, but you can't. It's like a death U-turn. And I was like, oh God, I'm in another state now. What's
Their
happening?
roads.
But that's basically like when, Houston to Bel Air to Sugarland. I was like, oh, okay. Well, you just pop in and out of that
Yes.
state.
But Rolla,
Yeah.
when you worked in
There's a little
Philadelphia,
sign. Hello,
Yeah,
welcome.
right.
did you not find that the people up north in those northeast towns that they tend not to go venture out anywhere? They are born,
Oh my God.
live, and die on the same
did
block.
we did like a bit,
just don't go
like
out.
a radio event in at Madison Square Garden, New York City, and it was go with me and 4 listeners in a limo to this concert at Madison Square Garden, and in the limo of the 4 women with me, 3 of them had never been to New York City, and they were lifelong Philadelphians.
Wow.
Do y'all know that it is like
30
right there?
minutes.
Yeah.
It's
30
right
minutes.
there.
Less than 2 hours.
It's right there. I remember my
On the
sister
train.
used to live in Hoboken, New Jersey. From my door in Philadelphia to her door in Hoboken was 89 miles. That's nothing. That's nothing. That probably is like a little bit more than Galveston, maybe the west end of the island.
It's like getting in
way
the car
far
and
west end of the island.
driving to Brenham
And
from
you
here.
never go.
also, you
And
don't
she'd
have to
never
drive.
been, and they were like in their 30s.
And people go from L.A., Seattle to New York.
Yeah.
For
It's
a
crazy.
trip, vacation with their families.
Yeah.
Right.
I always think about the people that live on the border of time changes.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
Illinois and
that's gotta
Indiana.
suck.
Oh, I never thought of that.
Like you work in Indiana.
Oh, man.
And you have to go like 5 miles and you're
Oh,
home
that
and
would
you're like
Just lost
an
an
hour.
hour or gained
It's
an hour.
confusing. Hey, Sam, let's go meet at 7. 7 Central,
You're 7 or
East, or which
Right.
7? I'm like,
Oh, I didn't
7.
realize that line was there in Indiana's Eastern.
yeah, Indiana has the East
Timeline.
Coast time. So I
Oh
was
my
thinking of,
gosh.
like I wasn't on the border. That was in Central, but I
You
have
were
friends
on
to
Central Time?
Yeah.
Yeah, Chicago Central Time.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. 'cause
And my
we're
whole-
straight up
campus.
above
Yeah,
us,
see,
really.
That's true. Yeah, see, now I was
And
Eastern
really,
Time.
Central Time is the way to live.
I couldn't imagine Eastern time.
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
It's
Football-
sad living Eastern
Football doesn't
time.
start till like 8:15.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
it came on so
Yes.
late. Like
It
if you wanted to watch
sucked.
the news, it didn't start till 11 at night.
Yeah, it sucked. And
Remember they're all grumpy up there.
back in my day, you used to want to watch like the late night shows because we didn't have like DVRs and stuff. And I'd be like, oh God, Letterman doesn't start till 11:30. I'm so tired. I want to 11:30 to 12:30, then 12:30 to 1:30 would be like whatever the next Conan. I'm like, this is
The West
too
Coast
late.
isn't bad when when the dishes came out, like Dish Network and those dishes. You could watch the
East Coast feed.
you could watch Friends back in the day when it was at 7:00 there, but it was like 5:00. So you get home, you could watch Friends from the New York feed.
If you had purchased that
If you had
package.
Oh,
those
okay.
dishes for some reason the dish
Wow.
would show this 2 hours early.
So as weird as it is for us to go
3
up
hours
there
early.
and try and adjust, like, Rula and I both had to go work up there for a couple of years.
Well, I didn't have to. It was my
Yeah.
choice.
It was
wasn't
my
like
choice.
somebody sent
It
to me
was,
to
it was a
it.
career
guys are kicked out of
opportunity for
Texas.
both of us.
I went there because it was
we're Houston through
fun
and
and it was
through.
money.
put ketchup on your steak. You're
Yeah.
kicked out of Texas for.
But when people come to Houston, there's all sorts of things that they have questions about. I got to play this real quick. Came in on the listener line about our HOV lanes.
If you're like new to Houston and you're driving on I-10 and you see like the HOV, how are you supposed to know when the entrance and the exit for each exit happen? How are you supposed to know when you get on the HOV and when you can get off? Because I'll be honest, I've lived here my whole life and I have no clue. I just don't use the HOV.
Same. How do you know where it's going to dump you out?
It tells you.
No. If I'm on 59, Sam, and like over by Greenway, There's an entrance for an HOV to go towards Sugarland.
Oh, yeah, that one.
I have no idea where that thing's going to
I was
end.
thinking on I-10.
I-10
She
ones
said
are easy.
I-10.
Well, I mean,
I-10
she gave that one,
But
but
they're
we
all
have
over
more
the
than
place.
one HOV. I have
wait.
no idea what the end game is on that one.
The I-10 ones, I must admit, are much different than the 59 ones. 59 ones you cannot get off of. There is concrete borders. But the I-10 ones, there's a lot more ons and offs, and it's not even concrete. It's those little plastic stick things.
Rubber
so
sticks.
Roula rides over them all the
I
time.
rode over that once, and I got a ticket.
But she did that one.
No, we got stuck on the HOV. There was a wreck.
See?
And then the 3 cars in front of me crossed over their little opening of the sticks. There were 3 sticks missing.
Oh, my gosh.
And you could get your car through it. So 3 cars in front of me did it.
Rule away.
Well, guess what? When I decided to do it, I didn't realize that 4 cars behind me was a constable that I guess didn't pay attention to the 3 cars that did in front of me.
got you.
They pulled me over, and I got a...
When I was going to
I
Katie
got
to pick up the
shamed.
car, I was flying just regular way, and then HOV, I had cops there pulling people over. I'm like, you people are dumb being over there because it wasn't no traffic at 10:30. I mean, there's traffic, but not bad.
You don't need
I
to
was
use the
flying like
HOV then.
82 miles an hour, and those guys in HOV were like,
No, you gotta
pulled over
budget.
everything.
Oh,
I'm like,
wow.
that's all the cops lived on that thing.
But somebody used to text me
Like,
at
don't even go on that
37530.
thing.
Where does the 59 South HOV lane dump you out? I have no idea.
It dumps you out if you're going to go to Sugarland, like on the way, it dumps you out kind of like the Missouri City, where Beltway 8.
You get past
kinda
Beltway
crosses.
Past Beltway.
It
8,
rides
isn't
you
it?
that far, Kev?
Yeah.
If I'm at Greenway and I get on right there at Edlow at Lakewood Church, I'm on that thing until Beltway
no,
59?
You're not getting off Chimney Rock.
No, there's an exit at Hillcroft.
There
one
is?
Okay.
Okay.
There's a little plaza
Maybe
right there.
one day when I have like no rush to go somewhere, I'll go explore. But when
How
does
do you
that
get
ever
on? I know you
happen?
that one way you get it on it by my house.
It's
There's
at
one
the
there.
top of that hill by Lakewood.
Yeah,
And it
but-
goes up that hill.
And there's
That's what I'm saying, I
usually
don't know
a
where
middle-
you're
You
gonna
got to know how to get on.
in front of
That
it.
one and then downtown, I guess.
Oh yeah, as you're coming
GPS
off the
it.
spur from downtown, I think you can get on it right there, right?
Like, is it Buffalo or no?
I want to look at like HOV map. Is there an HOV map? It must be on
All right, let me
TriStar
get
or
Becca up on
something.
here. She knows best. She drives them all day long.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess you go to ridemetro.org is the first thing it took me to when I looked for HOV map in Houston. And then people also ask, where are HOV lanes in Houston? Does Google Maps have HOV settings? Can I get on HOV with EasyTag? Who can ride on
Yes,
the
you
HOV?
can.
Those are the
Yes, you
questions. I
can.
come up
Have
with.
two
What does
people, right?
HOV stand for? High occupancy vehicle?
Yes, you can also pay if you're one person during certain times. You can pay to be on that lane as
can,
well.
But you got to
have-
pay attention though, because there's there's 2 lanes. The one on I-10, there's a left side and a right side. In one lane, before you go through the scanner, if you've got multiple people in your car, then you don't have to pay for that. So you want to make sure you're in the right lane, because if you're in the right lane, the Easy Tag
I
lane.
mean the proper lane, right lane or the proper
no,
lane?
there's a left and a
Proper
right.
lane.
And I believe it's on the right side. That's the one that scans your Easy Tag and it'll charge you. You're paying a toll that you wouldn't have to pay if you've got 3 or 4 people in the car. You should just be in the, the carpool lane.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. These are things I don't think about. As we get here early, there's nobody on the road.
Right. We're just like,
Hey, save
But
you
be
a couple
we're
careful.
bucks.
annoyed if there's more than 1 or 2 cars in front of us.
It's really wet out there. Be careful.
Yeah.
It's slick. All right. So coming up next in Celebrity Scoop, I just need the Swifties to calm down. I need the Swifties to calm down a little bit. It has nothing to do with football. It has to do with country music, but I need them to calm down because also, yes, Taylor Swift will be at the Super Bowl because the Chiefs won last night.
Boo.
But what do they need to calm down about? And if you're a Swiftie, are you offended that you're looped into this group I'm about to talk about next in Scoop? We'll find out. Here's your weather for today.
I'm pleased to introduce Roula and Ryan's Celebrity Scoop.
On KRBE.
It's brought to you by Taqueria Saranda. 7 o'clock this morning, we have a major concert announcement you'll be very excited about. And we have a pair of tickets to give away for this concert that I can't tell you what it's all about yet. But you will hear the very person that is coming here live for the concert tell you how to win your tickets.
I wish we could tell you.
That's all I got to say. 7
Gotta wait
o'clock,
a little
7
bit.
o'clock, 7 o'clock.
Only
Okay.
35 minutes.
So yesterday, unfortunately, the outcome for Bills fans wasn't what they wanted. I'm not really a Bills fan, but I like Josh Allen. That'd be nice. They got some calls go their way.
It's funny, the Chiefs to the Bills are like the Astros to the Yankees.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 4-0 in the playoffs.
I didn't know that.
I love it.
Well, the Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl again, and I didn't watch that game frame for frame yesterday. I watched most of the end of it, and I had not seen any shots of Taylor Swift in the audience. But of course, they show them later when they're accepting the AFC Championship trophy, and then she's there on the floor with Travis Kelce's mom. And the Swifties are a strong group. You know, they come together for their girl no matter what. And I feel like there are some Swifties, they're like, all right, calm down there in the back. Stop giving us a bad name. Because Morgan Wallen announced last week he's going to do a new tour. It's going to kick off here in Houston on a Friday and a Saturday.
Oh, that's going to be a
June
party.
the 20th and the 21st. The tickets go on sale. Pre-sale is going to close tomorrow, and the tickets go on sale on I believe, on Friday.
Where's it going to be?
He's going to have at NRG.
NRG.
He's going to have Brooks and Dunn join him. He's all these different big names on this tour with him. And it's called The Problem Tour 2025. Now, this runs from him being the problem because he has an alcohol situation where he throws chairs off roofs and he's gotten himself in trouble for things.
He gets in trouble.
But the Swifties are outraged that he would take a line from one of Taylor's biggest hits.
Oh,
I'm the problem. It's me. I'm the problem. It's me.
Sometimes
calm down
people
there.
write the same thing.
I'm eye rolling.
That's what I'm saying. I think there are some Swifties, Sam, that are like also eye rolling, the ones that are mad.
Yeah.
I'm like, how
That's
many mad Swifties
ridiculous.
does it take to make it a story?
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How many mad Swifties does it take to make something a story? Well, that's a story.
Those are young Swifties that have no bills to pay. And
This is all you
They're
focus
Probably.
Bigger
Life.
problems in the world.
How could he? Anyway, also, if you've been to the movies lately, then you know the drill. And it's been the same drill for years. It just gets longer and longer. If the movie says it starts at 7:05, it's actually not really going to start till about 7:25. Maybe 7:15, 7:20, somewhere in there.
It's usually 20 minutes of
Good group
previews.
yeah. And it kind of gives you time if you're a late runner, you got caught up, you're like, okay, it doesn't start exactly on the dot. We have time to get in there. We have time to get in there. But for most people who want to go to a 7:20 movie or a 2:20 movie or whatever time it is, that's what you budget your time for, that you're going to go to the movies at this time. But then it's like a 3-hour excursion because you're like, okay, well, all my popcorn's gone. Movie hasn't started yet.
Rula, if you use the Fandango app, I think most of the time you're choosing your seat. So it's not like you've got to like worry about
But
where
still,
you're going
you're
to
sitting
sit.
in there. And then what if somebody's in your seat when you get in there because you got in there a little late?
Move it,
It's
bud.
dark.
plus, I get there, I got my popcorn, and the popcorn's empty by the time. the
Which
movie
is not
starts.
really a bad thing, Eric, because some people don't like to hear other people chew.
Yeah.
So then the chewing stops by the time the
It's
movie
not
starts.
so much the
Depends what
chewing,
kind of movie
Rula.
it is, I guess, right?
It's the rustling, like the wrappers, the plastic
I'm more
wrappers
about
and
smell when
stuff.
the guy has like 20 jalapenos on his
A hot dog.
hot dog.
I'll
or
take that
nachos.
over B.O.
Well, there is a
Where are you
state
going to get that much
senator.
BO?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Oh, I've been to theater
You have to
before.
like
where-
BO is the same as a jalapeno.
No, I'm
No,
just saying
fine.
I think B.O.'s worse.
A Connecticut state senator would like to introduce a bill that puts an end to this. He says that it is an abuse of people's time to have a movie not start exactly when it says it's going to start, according to when it's recorded down on the app. Like if it says 7 o'clock, it needs to start at 7 o'clock. He said that on this bill, it would make theaters list the actual start time of the movie that you are paying to see. Now, the theater owner in Connecticut pointed out that because these are challenging times for theaters, because people could just stay home and watch on their couches now, since everything is on stream, they rely on the ads that they're playing before the movie for the revenue to keep the movie
That's not-
house open.
But the ads usually are before that. They do 20 minutes of trailers.
Yeah. They
So
do
his-
20
yeah.
minutes of
So
ads
there's
and
ads.
20 minutes of trailers.
This guy's lying. It's not like it's 7
It's not
o'clock.
40 minutes,
It's
Ryan.
7. Whatever. It's
No,
7.
no.
40 minutes? No.
Yeah, they do a 20-minute like show.
They call it the 20.
the 20. It used to be Maria Menounos. whatever
Yeah,
her name
I
was.
think so. And
Used to
then-
be.
Well, the Connecticut state senator's name is Martin Looney. And he said that
He's loony.
he is trying to push for this. But then again, how many times have we sat through something? If you're not paying the premium prices for streaming, you're going to watch commercials during that.
I just feel like they could just do a
Yeah.
quick minute, like 15 second, 20 second for each movie, like teaser trailers, like they did one for Superman, a new teaser during the
the game
games.
last night.
And then put up there, here's the code. Put your phone up there if you want to see it or go to the
Oh,
trailer.
that's a good idea.
Do that all in under a minute and get the movie going.
That's a
Well,
great
they say that
idea.
most
I don't
people
need
have
to sit
seen
there.
the trailers online anyway. You can go seek it out online. You're going to come across it online. I'm not really
Yeah, the old
crazy
days.
for movies like I used to
The old
be.
days we didn't have. It was. You couldn't
That's how
go
we
to
got our
YouTube.
news. We're like, oh, wow, look at this
Yeah.
cool movie coming up.
Yeah, this trailer looks.
If you go
cool.
back to the history of film, before there was even television, they would do newsreels, what's happening in the world, before they would actually watch the picture. But what drives me nuts is, I mean, I think a lot of people, like when you hear about these frivolous, stupid bills, you're proposing a bill about movie time starting. How about the fact that yesterday I picked up my prescription and it was $18 last month. Today, or yesterday, it was $195.
This political statement by Ryan Chase.
That's the kind of stuff I want taken care of. I was.
Well, Martin Looney in Connecticut doesn't really have that on his agenda.
I'm just saying, they waste so much time on
Well, let's just see what happens. I don't know. I mean,
I can relate to that one, though. It affects me every day or every week if I go to movies.
Right, if you're going to see movies. So we'll see what happens. Probably this goes nowhere. I don't know. But he does just want to point out that it is a waste of our time.
Next, they're going to say,
of our time.
All you restaurants, Roula, if I make a reservation at 7:05,
it better be 7:05.
I get a 5 minute. By 7:10, I better be seated or I get free appetizers. That'll be the new thing that government will try and do. So.
I thought a reservation meant that the table was reserved for you at that time.
Well,
showed up at a restaurant, and it's like, we had a reservation. We had to wait another 20 minutes.
Yeah, but they had somebody sit there before you. They're not holding that table all day long just for your butt.
But we were there on time.
But that just means the other person, you're at the mercy of the people before you.
That's why they put those timers on the tables now.
Yep.
They have a timer on the table?
Heck yes.
Where have you been, Kevin, when you saw a timer on the table?
Places.
2 places.
Yeah,
Really?
Eric and I went to a steak place. And
Sam, I think we took.
Wait,
Sam.
you're saying they have an
Chicago.
actual, like a clock on the table?
No,
where
they give you a piece of paper that says you have to be out. Like we got there at 7. They go, okay, you have to be out by 8:35.
Really?
I'm like, well, that's not cool.
The only
I mean, I
negative
was
of
probably going to
that,
leave anyway, but just knowing that makes me
Right.
want to take my time.
yeah, but here's the negative
You're going
of
to
that.
spite dine.
Yeah.
Because somebody, I get they're doing that for the whole point of the next reservation, but if there is a table of 4 and they're kicking back everything on the menu and it's like an awesome table because they've had appetizers, they've had drinks, they've had a bottle of wine, they had steaks, they want dessert, they want carajillos, they want espresso, they want all these things.
And their bill's like $600.
I'd be like, oh my God, this is so great. Don't kick them out yet. They keep eating and drinking. Versus the ones that just sit there forever. And they're like nursing something.
we have another
Can
order
y'all
of
move it already?
breadsticks?
I need that table. I need that
I bet those places,
table.
they have like a good view. Like a spindle top type thing. Or in Chicago, there's a signature room on top of the Hancock. You can eat up there, and everyone wants that seat by the window.
So they want to
you can
soak in
overlook.
the ambiance.
So then they're wasting time,
Yeah.
and that's how the
like golf
reservations
courses.
get
A lot of
delayed.
golf courses with a beautiful view. Pebble Beach, you go there and you pay. You probably play it once in your life. You're gonna take photos and you're gonna take your time. You want to really soak it all in because it's expensive to get that moment.
Meanwhile, I'm freaking out because Logan Steakhouse is going out of business.
It is.
I think yeah. I was reading an
You
article.
ate so many steaks there. Tell us
No,
about
but
them.
they have everything. They have those
You just eat the free
amazing
bread.
No, I'd get the grilled chicken. The rolls were to die for. They were
I
so
thought that was
good.
Texas Roadhouse we were talking about on Friday.
Is it
We
Texas
were-
Roadhouse?
Yeah.
Or Logan's? Hang on.
No, Texas Roadhouse.
No,
we're talking
well, I
about
know
Texas
Texas
We talked
Roadhouse
about the
bread.
rolls.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
didn't talk about them going out of business.
But Logan's
No,
has
I
great
haven't heard
rolls
that.
too.
I've never heard of
I
Logan's.
get them all mixed up. And Saltgrass, and there's Longhorn.
I'd rather not eat a steak. I'd rather get seafood.
Hey, somebody's texting us, by the way,
Let's do-
why your prescription is more expensive right now.
It would make sense what they said.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Oh, really?
Ryan, your
Oh, I'm not
prescription
trying to
was
get in.
cheaper last time because you had already met your annual deductible. It was December. It's a new year now.
No, that's not it. I asked the pharmacist, and they're like, the Good RX coupon that I had been using all along no longer covered it. They weren't going to do it anymore, and I was like, like how
What
in the
was that
world-
again?
I was like,
Did I punch you in the...
like how could a pill that cost me $18 for a bottle 1 month go up to $195 the next
Wish these
month?
cameras were working in here. That would have been great to see your face like that.
Yeah, it looked like
You
I was
could sell-
having a
Freeze frame
movement
it.
there.
You could sell that Benz.
Yeah.
Freeze
Yeah,
frame.
no one made you.
I have
get that
one
thing.
nice thing in my life. Well, I mean, possession.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a lot of nice things. I've got a lovely fiance, a wonderful daughter. But I mean, like, I have one nice thing.
One thing I care
go
about.
backwards.
My car.
Yeah, let me dig myself out
I'm
of
going to
that.
sleep in that car.
Yep.
I might be after that.
Now you have some listener lines. We did. We're on Friday. We're going to talk about them, but we didn't have a chance.
Yeah, there's so many good ones. Sam, I've got a couple for you. You like that?
I don't know. It depends on what they're saying. I mean,
Are they gonna
what are
be
you setting
mean?
up like that for?
I think
That's-
one
You
of them,
said you want to hear them.
I think one
and
of
now
them
you're gonna
is
get trolled.
one of them is positive, one of them not.
Sam,
Oh,
you suck.
yes, and then she does not like that.
Every Monday.
But if you want to leave us voicemail, the number is 713-278-VENT. If you've left us
Totally here.
voicemail, you could be the star of this next segment. Let's see what happens. Did you troll Sam? We might hear you next on KRBE.
It's time to check in with Roula and Ryan's listener line.
You have 912 messages.
Ew. Screw you, clown.
You are a know-it-all, know nothing.
Really? Really? It is
KRBE.
the listener line at 713-278-VENT. That's 8368 on your phone. If you've ever listened to the show, whether it's going on live or maybe afterwards on podcast and you want to comment, you have a question or just random thoughts going through your head you want to share with us, go to the listener line. You could be the star of this
I
segment.
feel like weekends and afternoons we get the most traffic.
We do. And here's the thing. A lot of
want to
times,
be part of it. They hear something, even though it's a podcast, they want to be part of it. I love that.
Right.
that's what I really appreciate. When y'all leave a listener line, say you heard it on the podcast, because I'd be like, what are they talking about?
didn't do that
that
today.
was like a month ago. Okay. Let's start with Sam. Sam, you are beloved. You've recently announced that you're having baby number 2.
What? Where was I? I missed that.
And you got a call about that.
I just heard Sam's news on the podcast, being pregnant again, and I'm so floored because it was already so cool that she and I had babies close in age. I had one that was born very end of January 2023, but I'm actually pregnant again too. I'm due next month, so he'll be a little older than Sam's second, but it's so cool that now we're going to go through our second babies together again. Congratulations, Sam.
Aw.
Thank you. That is really exciting.
And you want to say how far along you are?
20 weeks.
Wow.
And how many weeks is it total?
54
38 weeks?
I'm half baked.
Just say 54 weeks.
That's what they say. There's all these girls that do like Instagram posts where they eat this ice cream and it says half baked because it's 40 weeks. It's for full term pregnancy.
I have similar terminology in my community.
I wanted to do a photo shoot like
Yes.
you doing your thing and me eating the ice cream that says half baked. And Mark was like, I don't think you
No,
should
that
do
wouldn't do it
that.
for real.
What's your go-to? Is there something craving this time around?
No, not really.
Is that a myth, or do y'all really get cravings like,
Definitely
I need
not a myth.
pickles and ice cream?
100%
Yeah,
you
I
can't talk
didn't-
about food in front of a pregnant girl because then she'll start craving it. It's mean that she can't eat it.
Oh, okay.
Remember we
Yeah,
had the
I haven't-
rolls? You were like, oh my God, you guys are
It
making me
does
want
sound-
that.
yeah.
You're more
does
about
sound really
smells
good.
right now, right?
Yeah, smells are really.
They set you off.
Oh yeah.
You know, I think it's very cool as your kids get older, Sam. Like when my daughter was in preschool, she was like in this little 4-year-old Mother's Day out thing. And there was a little girl in her class whose birthday was one day after hers. And I asked the mom, I was like, oh my gosh, where'd you have your baby? And she said, Women's. I go, that's where I had my baby too. Oh my God, we were on the same floor at the same time having these girls. And now they met 4 years later at preschool. And then yesterday I did an event at the Junior League for the National Charity League. I was a speaker there. And I met a woman who came up to me and said she got married the same time as me. Her daughter is the same age as mine. That's why she's there. It was like this thing for
That's
6th
fun.
grade and up.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that is so crazy because they could end up becoming friends and you don't know. Like when Eric's wife announced she was pregnant, I go, what's y'all's due date? And I go, oh my God, I'm due at the same time. And our kids were born 2 days apart. It's cool.
Now, you have never been able to live down. Really, you had just started on the show when we did our last road show, and you had made a choice in clothing.
Right.
That was great, but until a spotlight hit it.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was okay. It was
it a jumper,
It
or
was
was
a
it-
black jumpsuit that was like short sleeves. It was a one piece. You just put
like
your
a
legs in
romper,
first,
yeah.
and then put your arms in, and it was all black. So I was like, okay, there can't be
Perfect.
anything wrong with this. If I sweat, you can't see the sweat stains.
Nice.
Like that's where I was going for. It was figure flattering.
Black is safe.
It was. You look slamming.
Thank
right.
you, Kev.
Until that spotlight hit.
Another view.
Someone's got to make
then
us
the
look cute
spotlight
other
hit,
than
and you
Roula.
realized that it was see-through.
I work from home, so I always miss the live show. So I always, listen to the podcast super late. Well, anyway, so I'm listening to the one where Sam had her thong showing at the road show, and it made me think of that episode of Friends where Monica was doing karaoke and she had like this sheer top on, so everybody saw her boobs and they were cheering her on. So she thought she sung real good, but they were just cheering for her boobs. Sam, they were just cheering for your thong.
That's right.
It's like, wow,
Sure.
they're really welcoming the
They really
men.
like this new girl on our
Just joined the
show.
show, and she got a huge applause.
Men are really into me.
Exactly. Wow. That makes so much sense.
Who would check
now.
that? What do you?
is
So now you have your husband have a flashlight after
I
you
know.
put something on.
Put a
You-
No,
spotlight
I mean,
on.
yeah.
How do you know? How do you check that stuff?
Right,
You don't know.
exactly. I had no idea.
Well,
I
you
had
would
no
do
idea,
it
but it's
now
so funny.
based on what happened to you. If we were going to be on stage with a spotlight again, you'd probably
Were
do
you doing
that.
Hungry Hippos or no?
Yes, we were.
We were doing the feet. Or were you holding the feet? Right?
Like, we
Oh,
were holding
man.
each other like a wheelbarrow.
we didn't need you to do it though.
No, Eric was holding
No.
my legs, but who was holding Ryan's legs?
Probably
Can't
Kev.
remember. Kevin,
maybe?
were you holding my legs?
Because Kevin pushed him off the edge or something.
Yeah, I fell off the
Yeah.
stage.
I think
By
I was just
accident.
there for like refereeing, but I'm
Human
sure I
hungry
was bent
hippo.
Picking
down.
up the
That's what we're
balls,
talking
which
about.
would
Probably.
make you bend over.
Yes,
That was a really
exactly.
fun one. I would love to bring that back for like maybe just a game night.
Yeah, next time I think I'm going to hold
hungry
your
hippo.
legs, Kev. Okay, a little parental advisory for the next call. Remember when we were talking to the woman who she'd left a listener line call, how she had been married for a long time. She got divorced. She's in her early 40s. She's gotten back into the dating game. And she says, look, if I'm feeling the chemistry, I'll sleep with somebody on the first night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't be shaming me.
Don't be shaming me.
Just, yeah.
Well, she did a follow-up call.
Hey, this is a girl who was asking for advice about being intimate on the first date. I heard that, but Jesse really hit it on the nail. I was with my ex-husband from the time I was in high school through college. We got married shortly after college, and this dating thing is relatively new to me. I do want to say I don't go into a date trying to be intimate on the first time. It's just, whatever happens on the first or second date, there are vibes, and sometimes it just happens. It hasn't happened a lot. I'm not a player. I am completely honest about what I am willing to do, what I want. I'm more confident and honest about who I am than I was in my 20s. Thanks for your opinion. I appreciate everything that Roula and Ryan were really saying. I do want something stable. I would love a relationship, but I'm just going to take my time and enjoy myself. So thanks to everyone who called. I really, really appreciate it.
Well, I don't think anybody can knock you for that.
We open that up, too. You can call the listener line if you have like a group therapy thing we can bring up. Because someone out there, if you think it, somebody's most likely
done it. You're never alone.
Or, yeah.
No matter how off you think it is.
Your age. When we first started the show, I met people that were like in their 50s, and they're like, I just love you guys' show. I know it's made for younger people, but I love it because the stuff you guys are going through in dating and life, I've done that, and I can see, what's going to happen to you or all these mistakes that I made and stuff. So, yeah, if we can't get the answer, somebody calling can help you for sure.
Somebody actually called about my long time ago appearance.
Hey, when was Ryan on Days of Our Lives, and what role or character did he play?
Eric and Roula died laughing.
He played guys in shoes
in the elevator.
Doctor jacket or something.
I was on Days of Our Lives. It was almost like 20 years ago, and it was like all day filming, like for like 16 hours. And Friday's the day.
We made a big deal out of it. It was going to be huge on the radio.
I'm in the elevator with
Ryan got
John
in a fight
Black.
with our boss over it.
Oh, yeah. You
wanted his vacation paid for over it.
Ryan wanted like $3,000 from our station to pay him back.
I didn't want $3,000.
You wanted airfare. You wanted the first class ticket. You wanted
guys should pay for me to go be on TV.
Everything
I
you
had
wanted to
never
pay.
even flown first
and
class.
then you even threw Roula under the bus. Well, you really take a day off to go see Oprah.
It's like a vacation motion for the show.
Oprah actually fits our demo at that time. Days of Our Lives was only a small
And I didn't
crumb.
ask the station to pay for it.
Yeah,
I just wanted the day off.
the station to pay for it.
Yes, you did.
Yes, you did. You got mad that they weren't paying for it.
We
But anyway.
filmed, we got a news piece on Channel 2
Brian's
about
like,
it.
we're going to get so much publicity around the city. I'm like, no one cares.
So here's what it was. Everybody's hyped up for that Friday, and then the elevator doors open. You just see my shoes, and that was it.
but on Monday,
But on Monday, I was actually on this show. But it was a lot of fun, and I have a cherished memory because some of those people are no longer alive. Like Drake Hogeston passed away recently.
And the ones that are look like they shouldn't be alive.
Oh, my Lord.
No, that Deidre Hall.
They're real
She looks
pickled.
amazing.
That Botox really pickles you.
And if you want to see Sam and I on Bar Rescue,
You won't see salmon.
Did they cut you out completely?
no,
They put Kevin more than
profile.
us. I mean, it's
we got about 0.75 seconds of screen time after we filmed for
After
5
12 hours.
hours.
Oh, my
filmed
God.
for 5 hours
Oh my God, it was
and got
a lot.
7
On a
seconds.
weeknight. Far away
Yeah.
from here.
I think we're cursed on this show. We
I
can't
think
be on.
so.
No.
Mo's coming in on Wednesday.
Hammer.
Season
From
2
Mo.
Season 2's dropping.
Season 2's out Thursday, I believe.
Yes.
And maybe if they do a season 3, we can try and say, hey, do something where somehow you're in a radio station. You can come up here.
And then
why
we'll
not?
get cut
You
out
won't
to
even see us.
0.2 seconds.
Yeah,
I know. You see the back of your head.
Time for the Roula and Ryan Show on KRBE to tell you what's going down in H-Town.
By the way, if you ever see a story, and it doesn't even have to be about us, about any radio station, the money shot is always the volume meter. They always show the the meter of the volume going up and down.
Waveforms. They
The
love
waveform.
these waveform things.
That's what they always want to do. All right. Ryan Presley from the Astros has agreed to waive his no-trade rights and accept a trade from the Astros to the Cubs in a move that could, really increase the Astros' chances of a reunion with Alex Bregman. Now, Brian Abreu would become the Astros' primary setup reliever. And, they were talking to Jose Altuve at the Astro Fan Fest on Saturday if he'd be willing to switching positions.
Because we were talking about how he's going to go left field now, sometimes in second base, sometimes.
And he said what?
He's a class act. He said, I will do anything if it means holding on to his longtime teammate.
We're not getting Bregman. The chances are so slim. What's happening is we're trying to get that money because we have to pay part of that salary for Presley to go to the Cubs, like $5 million, but it frees up like $10 million, and we can get an outfielder.
Oh.
So they're trying to free that money up so we can get a left.
Game is what you're saying.
Everyone's like, it's going to open up for Bregman.
And don't the Cubs have Tucker already? Did that go through?
Yeah, which is funny.
Tucker and Presley will be Cubs now.
So in honor of Presley leaving, I put my Mo, that does all of our imaging and stuff here, she put my play-by-play of the last out.
That's
Presley was pitching,
Series.
and she put it in a video, so I put that up there. Producer Eric on Instagram, you can watch it because it's cool. Because Presley pitches, and who gets the last out?
Tucker catches the last out.
The two guys are now with the Cubs. So I guess if you don't have a National League team,
you can go for the Cubs.
Yeah,
oh my God! You just gave me
a great
idea.
Like the Astros, you can be a Cubs fan.
You know how we're talking about like revamping, like the new show Open, different sound bites. I got to get you from the World Series.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. That was classic, Eric.
I don't think you play that on there. You might have to bleep a few things.
Yeah, you might.
Yeah, that one's...
that might be a little too much.
He's so great.
Too early.
A lot at 6 a.m.
Coming up next on the Roula and Ryan Show.
Big announcement.
Yeah.
What's the big announcement? Who's the big star that is coming back to Houston in concert? It's a giant concert announcement. And we'll tell you exactly how you're going to win tickets next on KRBE.